Hi, this is LC Clemens here with a vlog update for the month of April, and what a weird month it's been. I was gonna do a tried writing life video. I wanted to try it to see the experiment to see if it actually works writing wise, but I kind of got caught up in life situations. One, I got the first COVID shot. The first half of my COVID shot, the Moderna vaccine, made this arm hurt for 2 days straight, but I kind of got over it. And then I got my second shot coming up in next week, because after with the Moderna vaccine, you have to wait 28 days between shots before you can get another one. So that happened, and then my husband's birthday, I made ox stew, and then his cake. I just got busy doing life stuff that I didn't get a chance to do the I tried writing life videos, which really, really sucks. But I'm hoping maybe sometime in May or June, because in June I will have the Philadelphia's Writers Conference that I will be going to, but unfortunately that has been canceled. We're all doing live streams again because of the pandemic. Even though we've gotten to the point where people can get the vaccine, one, not everybody's going to get a vaccine, and two, Philly, or Philadelphia, as for people who are not from the area, call it, Philly is a very congested place, and it's safer if people stay home and try to do their conference rather than go out in public and possibly catching the virus. So there's that. I saw BytheBrooke's video on how she's been feeling about not meeting her writing goals, and I can safely say I've been feeling like that for a while now. That I wish I was more productive, but as I've explained in the last video, I have the day shift now, which is a double-edged sword. It's a good and a bad thing. On the plus side, I do get my evenings to myself, but on the downside, because the day goes faster if I'm working a day shift. That's the one thing. But on the downside, my production for writing isn't as good, because I feel like my brain works better when I'm refreshed in the morning compared to being refreshed at being tired out at the end of the day. So I have that dilemma to deal with, but I'm hoping to work through it. The other thing I had to learn I'm learning to do, I should have learned this a long time ago, but I'm still, you continually learn how to evolve and change. I had to learn to stop comparing myself to a lot of other writers. Their life situation's different than mine. It's different when you're single and you live in an apartment and you may have a job, but you can just kind of up and go. Let's say you wanted to go to Disney World, you can just up and do that after you save money, hopefully. But for me, I can't just up and go. I have to not only ask for time off, I have to have somebody come with. I want somebody to go with me. My husband is probably definitely not going to want to go, but then I have to. He has to get time off, and the type of job he does, where he works in mental health, you can't just call off of work. People have to be there to cover your shift because everyone needs help. You can't. It's a steady system. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to come in today." Whereas my job, I can kind of say I'm not coming in today, but then that uses up my sick time. So there's that. So I have to learn, not to compare. And then the other thing I have to learn is not compare myself, also not just with life situations, but with writing styles, because I get a little jealous of the fact that some people can write 2 books in a year and I can barely get through the one. I'm still working on my nano book from November of 2020, and you got people who are finishing their book and boom, they're on to the next one. I mean, yeah, like, I'm not going to be the next Nora Roberts, who apparently writes 4 books in a year. I don't know how she does it, but more power to the lady. But I feel like my production has been incredibly slow. I hate it. Like, there's some part of me, it's like, you can do better than this. What is going on? What is the breakthrough? What is the wall that is holding you back from doing your production like you used to do? And I had to learn to just kind of let it go, because there's going to be months where you're just going to have a bad slump. It's gonna be like, I think I went through a serious case of writer's block for like the month of March, and I was just writing little things at a time, just like 2 or 3 sentences at a time, and I hated it. It's like, it's a horrible feeling, and I was, contemplating, should I why is the camera doing this? Okay, that's weird. Should I that's weird. I got a new camera. Should I just fold? Should I stop making the nano story, or should I continue to write it? Now, some people will say it's good. Sometimes it is good to fold on the story, but if you don't have the juice, or if you don't have any gas in the tank to continue the story, then you should stop, because you're just going to make an even worse story. But in my personal opinion, I feel like if I don't continue the story, I'm gonna feel like a quitter. I'm gonna feel like a quitter. Like people who are really determined and passionate for what they want to do, they try really hard not to quit unless, like, I believe your back is against the wall. And my back's not against the wall. I haven't published anything yet. This is just the nano story that I'm determined to finish through Save the Cat. And I don't want to quit. I just have to kind of work through whatever sludge is working in my brain right now. Now, the good thing is, now part of the reason why I'm thinking that my productivity is down is because I haven't really read a book in about a month, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's because I spend my entire morning on this computer screen, my work desk, and I'm walking into my bedroom and then working on that computer desk, and it's like I can't look at screens. I think, and I didn't think about it like that until I was talking to a friend, and they were like, yeah, I feel like that. Like when I get home from work, I don't look at a computer screen. I just go watch TV. I'm like, well, and there's stuff you need to do. She's like, yeah, but for an hour, I need to walk away from a computer screen because my brain can only take but so much. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. I mean, it's great that I have the Alpha Smart. So the Alpha Smart is helping me writing wise, but I didn't really think about it at the time, but I'm starting to feel that now. Like I have to get away from a computer screen because that's all I do all day long. I'm in front of this screen in my own home and I'm working, and then I'm going into the bedroom and doing the same thing. So it's like, my brain's like, I need a break. So, and why am I bringing up computer screens if I'm reading? Well, my Kindle, I have a Kindle, and maybe I need to go back to paper books for a while until whatever funk's going on in my brain calms down. Now, the other option, for this month, weirdly enough, productivity-wise, even though I didn't read a book, I was listening to an audiobook. It was, At Your Age, Eve Brown, which was a really good story. It's about these two people. One realized they has autism and is kind of a grumpy person, and the other one's a happy person, and she has autism, but she never knew her entire life. But it's a really good story. And I was listening to it the entire time. I was like hooked the entire weekend. But then once I, was done reading the book, I was just writing away, and I ended up getting 1,600 words done in one day. So I'm thinking probably what I'm gonna need to do is get more into, because I've never been a huge fan of audiobooks. I believe you should be able to see the words on the screen, not have someone read to you, because I feel like you guys are gonna feel like I'm an old lady for saying this, but I feel like if we're candidly getting words read to us and we're not seeing the words, I feel like I'm gonna forget how to say words or how to read things, so I have to read on a hardback paperback sometimes, or on the Kindle. So what I'm probably gonna have to do, and I'm probably gonna irritate myself or irritate my husband because we sleep in the same bed, I'm probably gonna have to, for a bit, because I think it's my brain that needs let me get some water because I'm stumbling words. Rewiring. I'm probably going to have to rewire my brain to like reading on Kindle again. So I'm going to have to get I'm probably going to go this weekend so I can just pick it up from, I used to go to the library And the library where I live, they do book drop-offs and book pickups, but they don't carry like adult romance genres and stuff in the library. I think part of that is because they have a lot of children and teenagers, or it might be some type of bias. I'm not sure, but I don't see a lot of adult romance, especially adult romance books in the library. So I'm gonna have to go to. I have two options. I can go to Barnes & Noble, which is in another state, and they just lifted their ban on people coming in and out of their store. Or I can go to Books A Million. I'm probably just going to go to Books A Million because that's a closer drive. And I'm going to just pick up hardback book and probably just read an actual hardback book over the weekend, if it's possible. And I'm probably going to have to go from there and probably... I just, like I said, I have to rewire my brain to liking reading again. So I'm probably going to have to read a hardback book instead of a Kindle book because I spend my entire weeks at home, which is usually, the thing is, when you work from home, your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. Like once you're like done work, you drive home or catch the bus home or what have you. And then you're at your work, you're at home. Your brain's like, okay, I'm no longer at work. I'm going to go and do what I need to do on the computer. But now it's like I work here and then I'm going to the other one and working there too. So I think my brain that's what I'm saying. I probably just need to rewire it and go from there. But I'm hoping to be done hopefully before the next NaNoWriMo. My current Nano story. Now, what I am not going to do is I'm not going to participate in Camp NaNoWriMo. And I think part of that is first of all, I got to finish my regular Nano story before I even attempt to do Camp NaNoWriMo. I want to work on a different project if I'm going to do Camp NaNoWriMo. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to realize a lot of these, even though I love Nano, sometimes I feel like these writing trends are not for me right now. 2020 was a really, really messed up year for me. I went through the highs and lows financially. If you know, I'm working on, this is going to be part of my ponchos like these for my fall. It's going to be bigger than this. It's going to be bigger than this. I'm working on like ponchos and hats, and it's going to be some fuzzy capillets for my Etsy store because I'm working on the line now. So, excuse me, I'm going to say, late August, early September, I have a full stock and I'm ready to start selling. So I had a lot of highs and lows financially. I've taken a pay cut, which is why I'm doing this. And I've gotten to the point where I can't sacrifice all these writing trends to live in the real world, I should say, or do real world stuff. Now that being said, yes, I did want to do that. I'm trying to writing like video, but that's one day when I'm actually scheduled off and I'm getting paid for that day, rather than me trying to I'm trying to write like on a call off day where I actually have to call off of work because I got to run around and do something for, what's going on in my life. So that's different. I consider that different than trying to participate in NaNoWriMo. Now, what's probably the biggest factor of me participating in NaNoWriMo right now is what my month's going to be like in the month of November. Here's the thing. I'm kind of in a crisis mode because I don't know, here's the thing. My job was supposed to be gone last March. Or last April. I was not supposed to be no longer working for the company I'm working for. Right now, I'm contracted with my state to work for them through my current employer that was no longer having. Now, at the end of this year, I might not have this work from home job. So, if I'm no longer, now the good thing is my job probably will warn me before they let us all go. But with this work from home opportunity, I have to take as much advantage as I can. Let's say in November, I no longer work for the company I'm working for. It's going to be really hard for me to concentrate doing NaNoWriMo when I am dealing with a really serious factor, which is a severe diminished income. There's only two incomes in the household. It's my husband and I. My husband's already working overtime to compensate for the fact that I can no longer work overtime, and not because I was contracted over. This happened before then. They kind of cut us all off because everybody was kind of working overtime and it was hemorrhaging the company money. So they kind of just cut us off. It is what it is. So I have a lot. I don't want to put too much on my plate for NaNoWriMo. So there's a lot of contributing factors. The first one is my life situation. If it gets to the point where I cannot, I have to look for work again, I can't afford to really do NaNoWriMo. Then the other thing is I have to work on my current Nano story. And then the third thing is, will I have enough breathing space to do so? November and December are hard months. You're going from Thanksgiving, which will probably be the first time my family has a thing, probably going to do a family get together of Thanksgiving since COVID happened, to Christmas. And trust me, like our family members, my family members are all going to get together because, well, except for the ones that are refusing to vaccinate, because my great aunt already said we can't come over our house if we're not vaccinated. But anyway, there's a lot of life factors. So I think what's going on is 2020 was supposed to be a lot of writers free range to write a lot more than what they normally do. But then a lot of people have lives. And with the economic crisis, with social crisis, because, you're stuck at home, Zoom calls and Skype calls and FaceTime probably doesn't have as much impact as seeing someone face to face. So people are dealing with a lot of social, societal, and economic issues. And for writers, especially people like me who have a full-time job, you kind of have to push writing to the side and deal with your life right now. And that's where I'm kind of at right now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do is document it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on Books A Million, see if they have the books I'm looking for, then I'm just going to buy them outright. And we'll see what happens next month. If there is a mid-month update, I'll let you know. Now, when it comes to the podcasting, I do have 8 podcasts I have to edit, but I was hoping to do two articles a month, like I was saying before. Unfortunately, there aren't as many writing things at the time right now, except for the fact that Amazon is getting sued for the umpteenth time, because Amazon is Amazon and they're kind of screwing people, them and the big 5 publishers. Other than that, there isn't that many other writing news, except unless people want to talk about Donald Trump losing a book deal. There's that, but I think people are politically fatigued, so I don't want to bring that up if I can help it. But yeah, there's scarce writing news, there's scarce publishing news, so I have to actually scour the internet for good publishing stories. But yeah, that's my April. I'm not sure what else to really say. Besides, I got this DJI Pocket 1. I didn't get the DJI Pocket 2 because I don't have $300 to piss on right now. And the only reason why I even got this DJI Pocket is because my iPhone takes up too much iPhone storage. So it's like, now I really do have to go get a digital camera. So that's about it. So I'm just gonna end the video here. Then I will chat with you guys again soon. Bye.